Hello everybody. Hello, welcome back to the channel and happy Pokemon Day. Today Nintendo and the Pokemon Company released their Pokemon Presents for this year, and there's a lot of information to unpack from it. So I'm going to go over everything that was included and some extra stuff that was found on their website so that you can know what's going on and keep up to date. If you could, please like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be really helpful to me. Anyway, let's get going. The first thing they announced in the presents is the location of the 2023 World Championships. They're going to be taking place in Yokohama, Japan, and this will be the first time they've ever been in Japan. Usually these championships are in the United States. Recently they've been in London, so the fact that they're going to be in Japan is a big deal. It's kind of a homecoming for Pokemon. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Pokemon cards, and Pokemon Unite will also be featured for competition, just like they were last year. The next thing they showed off was a new product that's going to be released later this year called the TGC Classic. It looks like it's going to be some sort of playing area with damage counters and all of that, and potentially reprints of the original Pokemon cards. So we're going to be able to play with the original Pokemon cards on this really cool map that they're going to make for all of us. No information on how much it costs or what exactly is going to be in it. They just showed off that it's going to happen. There's going to be more information at the World Championships this summer. Next up, they showed off a Netflix show that's going to be coming called Pokemon Concierge. It's a show that's going to be created by Pokemon and Netflix together, and the show is going to revolve around the concierge at a resort for Pokemon, and it's going to feature stop motion animation. So it's going to be like clay figurines that move around. So if you're familiar with like Wallace and Gromit, it's going to be that kind of animation. So that'll be pretty cool. They also announced that Zacian is coming to Pokemon Unite. Zacian, based on the video that they showed, is going to be a very powerful attacker. It can hit multiple targets at once. And there's a new event where you can earn the Unite license for Zacian starting now. There's also a code that you can use, which is Pokemon Day, to receive a free in-game item. So if you're still playing Pokemon Unite and you want a free in-game item, use the code Pokemon Day to redeem that. In Pokemon Cafe Remix, Pokemon from Paldea are going to start coming into the game, and they're going to start with the starters. So Sprigatito, Quaxley, and wow, really blanking on the Fire Crocodile's name right now. Anyway, they're all going to be in the game, and then they also announced that some of the former 5-star chefs are going to be returning for a short time. I believe they're mostly mythical Pokemons like Mew and Celebi and all of them, which is cool. Eevee. I don't really play this game, so I don't know that much about it, but stuff is happening in Cafe Remix, which is available on mobile and the Switch. Pokemon Masters EX is going to have its 3.5-year update, and they're going to add Champion Hop, Champion Bead, and Champion Marnie. Each are going to be partnering with a legendary Galarian bird, so Hop's going to have Zapdos, Marnie's going to have Moltres, and Bead will have Articuno. And then they're also bringing back Leon, and they're going to give his Charizard Dynamax. So before, Charizard was not able to Dynamax, now it's going to be able to. There's also going to be 100 free scouts. So if you log on, you get to scout 10 times for free a day for 10 days. And there's going to be a 3,000 gem gift available today. So if you're still playing Pokemon Masters EX, lots to look forward to there. Pokemon has finally brought back Pokemon Sleep after announcing it years ago. They're revealing that it's a wellness game, and it's going to track your sleep, and it's going to use that information to give you prizes and things. It's a game, basically. It's going to have connectivity with Pokemon Go in the future, so they're going to be working on that. Speaking of Pokemon Go is going to have connectivity with Pokemon Sleep and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Roaming Gimmighoul are going to start being catchable in Pokemon Go starting today, so you can finally catch the little guy version of Gimmighoul in Pokemon Go. With Pokemon Go and Pokemon Sleep, they're going to be compatible thanks to this new Pokemon Go Plus which is going to be a device that you can walk around with and use as a Pokemon Go Plus, but it's also something you can use with Pokemon Sleep. If you download Pokemon Sleep and make an account and connect it to your Pokemon Go account, you'll get a special research task to get a Snorlax with a sleeping cap. The new Pokemon Plus has hit the stores, but you can't buy it. You won't get it yet. You can pre-order it now, and they're going to add functionality to it. Pokemon Go and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's compatibility is going to come soon as well. In fact, it is launched today. In this, you can use postcards from your gifts in Pokemon Go, and you can send those postcards to your Scarlet and Violet game. And depending on where that card was sent from, you can spawn different pattern Pavilion in your game. So this is how they're going to be all the different Pavilion patterns available through these gifts from Pokemon Go. You can also eventually send Roaming Gimmighoul to Scarlet and Violet, which will allow you to have all three forms. And every time you connect Pokemon Go with Scarlet and Violet, you're going to get some Gimmighoul coins. So that's exciting. So lots of different ways to connect there. Now let's talk more specifically about what's happening with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, because this is the major point of hype going into this Presents. First of all, they announced that Scarlet and Violet will be receiving DLC. It's called the Hidden Treasure of Paldea, and it's going to come in two parts. The first one is called the Teal Mask. It's going to come in fall of 2023, and the player is going to go on a school trip to Kitakami Village, which is based off of Japan and or another part of Asia. There's going to be a new legendary involved in this DLC and some Pokemon that could be legendaries. They didn't necessarily call them that, but I feel like they're legendary in like the sense that Urshifu was a legendary. The other part is the Indigo Disc, and that's going to come in the winter of this year. There's going to be an exchange program that you're going to participate with another academy called Blueberry Academy. So we go to either Orange or Grape Academy. We're going to go to the Blueberry Academy for the second part. And there's a new legendary tied to that as well. The DLC is priced at $35, and it is absolutely only for one version of the game. So if you have both copies, that's $70 to be able to play the DLC on both. If you just have one copy of the game, it's only $35. The way they were talking about it, it makes sense to me that either after this, next year, they're going to announce either a second round of DLC for Scarlet and Violet, or they're going to release another Arceus-like game or something like that. Here's some more promotional art for the two different DLCs. As you can see in part one, this is more of an Asian-inspired town. The Pokemon in it are more Asian-inspired. The outfits are more Asian-inspired. So it looks like you're taking a trip to a region near Kanto or Johto or whatever. Whereas in part two, this school looks like it could potentially be more like American or European. So you're going to a school in a different area, potentially. They also announced that in the DLC there will be returning Pokemon that were not available in the original Paldean decks. They said that 230 Pokemon will return between these two DLC, and these are the Pokemon they showed off specifically for each one. So for the first DLC, we've got Chingling, Melodic, Vikavolt, Ninetales, Yanma, and Shiftry. And then for DLC 2, we've got Substrika, Alcremie, Whimsicott, Dugong, Esper, and Metagross are the ones they chose to show off, but in total, 230 Pokemon are going to be returning. I don't think any of these 230 are going to be the Pokemon that are on the transfer list. So this is 230 new Pokemon that we did not know were going to be a part of the game that are going to be added. They also revealed a few new Pokemon, and like I said, they might be legendaries. I think they're going to be more kind of like an Urshifu kind of Pokemon, where it's sort of a legendary, sort of not. Whereas in DLC 2, they didn't reveal any new Pokemon that were not specifically labeled legendaries. These Pokemon are Okidogi, which kind of sounds like Okidoki, Munkidori, and then Fezandipiti. So they seem kind of like, they all have a kind of like a name thing going on. Oh, Hunky Dory. There we go. Okidoki, Hunky Dory, and Serendipity. So incredibly Asian coded. Amazing. These Pokemon look cool. I really like them. They're probably legendary Pokemon. They're going to have legendary Pokemon stats, but they didn't specifically say they were legendaries, so I didn't say that they were here. 2 new legendary Pokemon that they specifically said were legendaries. In the first DLC, we're going to get Ogrepan, which is this kind of gremlin-looking thing with a mask. Looks pretty cool. You can see in this promotional art that like you get to see behind its mask. That's probably going to be part of the story. For the second part, we're getting Terrapagos, which looks to be the turtle gem thing that causes terrestrialization. We're probably going to find this in Area 0. Sounds cool. They did mention that Pokemon Home Compatibility will release soon this year, but they did not give us a specific date. Pokemon from the transfer list are going to be able to be sent over once this goes live. So that roughly 70-ish Pokemon that they had in the transfer list will be able to be transferable from Pokemon Home into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This is also going to allow you to transfer returning Pokemon once the DLC comes out. If you do pre-order the game before October, pre-order the DLC before October, you're going to get access to 2 things right away. The first thing is new uniform sets that you can get in Scarlet and Violet. So right now you're only access to 1 type of uniform per season. Now you're going to get a second set. So that's kind of cool. You get to diversify how you look in the game a little bit. So looking forward to checking those out. You also get a code that you're going to be able to use to redeem for a Hisuian Zoroark. Zoroark from Hisui is not yet obtainable, so this will be the first chance for you guys to get this Pokemon. It's going to have the move Happy Hour, which it doesn't normally have. It's going to have the Terra type of Dark, and it's going to have a special mark. So make sure that you purchase before the end of October to receive this code. The final thing that they did is announce 2 new Paradox forms, and these are the Pokemon that were kind of hinted at in the Red and Violet books. In Pokemon Scarlet, the new Paradox form is Walking Wake, which is Water Dragon, and it is a Paradox form of Suicune. And in Pokemon Violet, Iron Leaves, which is Grass and Psychic type, is a Paradox version of Virizion. So these legendary Pokemon are getting some Paradox forms. No news on their stats yet. It's possible that they could have stronger stats than Roaring Moon and Iron Galliant. That is yet to be seen. However, we're going to find out pretty quickly here because there's a special raid event starting right after the Direct happened. So this morning, once the Direct was over, about an hour later, this Terra Raid event started, and it goes until the end of Sunday. The raid event will happen once you do your Poke Portal, and you can only catch 1 of these Pokemon per game. Scarlet people can host the Suicune one, Violet people can host the Iron Leaves, so you can get both in your game. Of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet news that came out of the Direct. Well, actually, this one was not on the Direct. It was only on the website. Is that the first online competition has been announced for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which will be run out of the Battle Stadium. So just like out in Sword and Shield and in Sun and Moon, you could do these online competitions that last over a weekend. You have a certain amount of battles to do. You're going to be able to do this again for the first time for Scarlet and Violet in March. I believe the sign-up period has probably already begun. The tournament is happening March 10th through 12th, so you're going to have to be able to sign up before that. It did say specifically on the website that you're going to be allowed 1 strong legendary Pokemon. I think they're referring to the Ruin Pokemon, because those have not been allowed in the VGC yet, in like the competitive battling. It could mean Miraidon and Koraidon. They weren't very specific on that. So I can update with a comment on the video when I figure out what that exactly means. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed all the news from the Direct. If you have any questions about what happened, or if you want to talk about what it all means or whatever, go ahead and comment on the video, and I usually comment back. So if you got stuff to say, say it. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon with more Pokemon stuff.